September 11th, 2001, remains the deadliest foreign attack on American soil, instantly claiming 2,977 innocent lives. But while the smoke cleared years ago, a secondary, silent catastrophe has been steadily unfolding in the shadows. Today, modern epidemiological data reveals a dark milestone. Far more Americans have now died from the toxic aftermath of the attacks than during the initial physical collapse. This is the detailed forensic analysis of the living emergency that continues to haunt New York City. Within seconds of the World Trade Center towers collapsing, the unimaginable kinetic energy pulverized thousands of tons of structural materials. Office furniture, electronic components, jet fuel, and heavy concrete were instantly ground down into a superheated, microscopic particulate cloud. This dense, dark blanket did not dissipate. For 5 grueling months, it hung heavily over the financial district, forcing rescue workers and local residents to breathe in what doctors termed a literal witch's brew of industrial contaminants. Air pollution experts who analyzed the fallout described the particulate matter as wildly toxic. The dust contained over 2,500 distinct chemical contaminants. Roughly 40% consisted of pulverized glass and harsh fibers, while another 50% was comprised of construction debris. Most critically, the mixture contained over 24,000 tons of highly carcinogenic asbestos, alongside highly elevated levels of lead, mercury, and caustic dioxins from fires that burned for 3 months. Amidst the profound national shock, there was an intense political push to restore global financial confidence. Only 7 days after the attacks, federal officials reassured the public that the air was completely safe to breathe. Declassified investigations later revealed that the White House pressured the Environmental Protection Agency to remove crucial safety warnings. As a result, thousands of police officers, firefighters, and volunteer laborers worked deep inside the smoldering pile, wearing basic painter's masks or no protection at all. The biological price of this exposure was steep and swift. A long-term study tracking 5,000 emergency responders revealed that every single individual suffered a significant loss in respiratory health. On average, workers experienced a 10% drop in baseline lung capacity within the first year. For firefighters arriving on the initial morning, the damage was catastrophic. Inhaling the caustic, highly alkaline dust essentially robbed them of 12 years of natural lung capacity in a matter of hours. By the mid-2000s, the damage solidified into permanent medical disabilities. Thousands of ground zero workers began presenting chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, severe asthma, and gastroesophageal reflux disease caused by swallowing toxic particulate matter. Up to 40% of monitored responders reported persistent, unyielding breathing difficulties, with over 1,000 individuals placed on permanent respiratory disability within the first 6 years following the tragedy. What began as chronic respiratory damage gradually mutated into a terrifying oncology crisis. Medical registries tracking survivors noted an explosion in certified 9/11-linked cancers. According to data published by the World Trade Center Health Program, the total number of individuals diagnosed with cancer skyrocketed by an astonishing 143% over a brief 5-year reporting window. The toxic dust had fundamentally altered the cellular health of those exposed. The malignancies were not random. Responders faced significantly elevated rates of prostate cancer, thyroid cancer, multiple myeloma, and aggressive melanoma. Bizarre anomalies also surfaced, including a cluster of rare male breast cancer cases diagnosed in individuals who had spent weeks breathing the ground zero air. experts remain deeply concerned that the long latency period of asbestos will trigger a secondary wave of fatal mesothelioma in the coming years. The medical fallout extended far beyond the police and fire departments. Tens of thousands of downtown residents, local office workers, and students were caught in the crosshairs. High schools located less than a mile from the burning pile were reopened while the rubble was still smoldering. Decades later, former students and local janitorial staff suffer from identical respiratory impairments, proving that the toxic cloud was an environmental disaster for the entire community. Physical trauma was only half the battle. The psychological scarring from the disaster created a parallel mental health crisis. Official registries estimate that up to 70,000 individuals developed severe post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic depression, and profound anxiety directly tied to their experiences. For many, the unyielding physical pain of their failing lungs became too much to manage, leading to a tragic rise in late-stage suicides among decorated first responders. Facing mounting medical bills and government denial, sick workers were forced to fight a bitter legal war for survival. This culminated in the passage of the James Zadroga 9/11 Health and Compensation Act. Named after a decorated police detective whose early death was directly linked to ground zero toxins, the law finally secured billions of dollars in federal funding to pay for the continuous monitoring and medical treatment of the afflicted. The final numbers are staggering. As of 2026, total cancer diagnoses certified under the World Trade Center Health Program have climbed to nearly 50,000 individuals. Total documented deaths from post-9/11 medical complications have surpassed 8,000 cases, completely eclipsing the number of casualties from the morning of the attacks. Over 80,000 Americans remain enrolled in active, mandatory health tracking loops. What began as a single morning of catastrophic violence has transformed into a multi-generational, living public health crisis. The true human cost of September 11th was not locked in time in 2001. It continues to rise every single day, carried silently in the lungs of the heroes who ran toward the dust.